Good Sunday afternoon. It is, let's see, what day is it? Well, here it is the 5th of June here, Sunday, and the Rules Embassy is once again open for business. And today I want to talk a little bit about the use of body markings and bib numbers. If you've looked at any of the other videos in the YouTube channel, I have a very lengthy and involved form of the body marking and bib number placement video there, which I did before I left the States, and that covers just about everything in the realm for USA Triathlon events. So I'm going to expand perhaps a little bit upon that and talk about some commonalities and what World Triathlon has to say about it. One of the events that I worked, as I said, a couple weekends ago outside of the World Triathlon Championship Series event in Yokohama was I did the Para-Triathlon event, which is a totally different kettle of fish and great experience. And then the day after that, I worked a Japan Triathlon National Age Group Championship Series event, and so their rules are tied into World Triathlon. It's pretty familiar, and it's very, very much common sense. Why am I going to talk about World Triathlon? Because there are some things that World Triathlon does that if you as an athlete decide to travel outside the United States and participate in events, say in Japan, that's run by the Japanese Triathlon Union, or if you decide to participate in an event that's run by the World Triathlon Corporation, otherwise known as Ironman, you will see some things that don't necessarily align directly with the USA Triathlon competition rules. All right. So let's just quickly go into, I'm going to go back and revert to the USA Triathlon race number rule, and that's in the 3.4 section, all right? So pretty much says participants shall plainly display race numbers at all times, and they're going to maintain it in an unaltered, unobstructed, and readable state. And they talk about the places that you have to do it at: start and finish gates, transition areas, and on the course, okay? So you've got to have some sort of numbering on your person or attached to your equipment at all times during the event, okay? And any violation of that section pretty much results in a variable time penalty, all right? So, World Triathlon rules state really, really clearly what should be in a race packet and what a race director, a race organization will put in a race packet. So they basically say you get a minimum of 5 official race numbers. 1 for your body, which is for the bib number, 1 for your bicycle, which is a decal, and 3 for your helmet, which go 2 on the side and 1 in the middle, or 1 at the front end. And you should receive also 4 safety pins and a swim cap that has a number on it. All right. This is important, especially the swim cap, the number on it. Okay, you got to wear the swim cap. If they don't provide a swim cap, you need to have one. Okay. So, but let's talk a little bit. Let's just talk right about the swim portion. All right. So, in the swim, so basically the rules state that you have to wear the official event numbered swim cap during the swim segment, and the numbered swim cap is going to be provided by the local organizing committee or by World Triathlon. In the event of the WTCS stuff, those numbers are fantastic and very, very clear to read. I managed to snag a cap, an excess cap, and I've got it here at home, and the number is about that big on the side, and it's beautiful. All right, so in the event that you have a swim segment that's wetsuit legal, you can wear your bib number inside the swimsuit, inside the wetsuit during the swim segment. But if the swim segment is non-wetsuit legal, you are forbidden to wear that bib number, okay? And if you're seen wearing the bib number during a swim segment when a wetsuit is forbidden, Well, World Triathlon says it's a warn and amend penalty. with the option to disqualify you if you cannot amend such behavior. I think the only time that you could be able to do that is like maybe before the swim starts, and they say, hey, you can't wear that, and you just have to take the doggone race belt off and place your bib number back there and get it when you come out of the swim. Okay. Let's go on to the bike section of the race, and this is where it becomes very, very important to understand some of the rules as far as race numbers and body marking also. Okay, so and the helmets. So bike race number stickers are provided by the local organizing committee, and what needs to happen is they need to be you need to place that number on your bike as the race director tells you to. All right, without any sort of alteration. And why do you need this race number? Well, one, it identifies your bike in transition as being one that belongs to an actual athlete. I've gone in and seen bikes that were not numbered and everything like that, and you're starting to wonder whether it belongs to an athlete or not, and so you start chucking bikes out of transition. But it tells transition volunteers and everybody whether there's equipment that is in transition that just shouldn't be there. All right. But the bike number helps the technical official or the rules official to identify you for rules enforcement purposes. Okay, World Triathlon and Ironman take their non-draft event penalties and have the athletes serve those on the bike course. So if we see somebody drafting on the bike course, we basically call out and say, number 1234, you have a drafting penalty, stop at the next penalty tent, okay? And you go to the next penalty tent and you tell them what happened, all right? So if you don't have your number properly placed on the bike in the manner that's been directed by the race director and communicated to you at the athlete's briefing. Remember that World Triathlon makes those briefings mandatory. Ironman, there are certain Ironman events where they say, yeah, you got to come to the briefing to get instructed. You can be penalized for that through USA Triathlon's rules. World Triathlon says this is a warn and amend penalty. Stop, fix the number issue, and then carry on. And if you don't do that, you can be disqualified. So now let's go to the run course, and we're talking about a bib number. And bib numbers are absolutely, no lie, mandatory for the run segment. And I've heard people say, well, I have body marking. I have numbers on my arm and numbers on my leg. Why can't you count that? Well, I've seen some really messy looking Sharpie body marking, but that bib number is, if it's provided to you by the race director, you have to wear the number. All right, that's all there is to it. It has to be, or at least for a World Triathlon event or a Ironman event, it has to be visible on the front during the run segment. This allows staffers to identify people at certain points on the course, and World Triathlon has cameras all over the place, and Ironman is looking to make sure people are safely getting through the course and everything like that. So it's mandatory for them. Wear it on the front. Now, if USA Triathlon basically says the number has to be visible, you can wear it on the front, you can wear it on the back, you can wear it outside. We don't care. Now, if a race director requests that number to be worn on the front, they can put in a rules exemption to USA Triathlon and say we want our athletes to be told to wear the run number on the front and to have that enforced, and that can be enforced. And so, in that situation, if you're wearing your race number on the back or not on the front, according to the local organizer, and a technical official or a rules official sees you, this is one of those warn and amend things. We're going to say, hey, turn your number around, it needs to be on the front. We need to see your number and stop you until you get it done. And if you fail to comply, it's like, fine, you're going to be disqualified. All right. So let's talk a little bit. Now that we've gone with each of the legs of the try, and we've talked about bib numbers. Let's talk about the other portion. And we did talk about bike numbers. So make sure you take time to know what the race organizer's expectations are and make that number clearly visible. Make sure that it can be seen from the side of the course where your official is going to be. So if you're doing a USA Triathlon event and you're riding in the States, it has to be visible from the left-hand side of the bike because the rules officials and the people enforcing drafting are going to be looking at you from the left. If you're in a country where they ride on the left and pass on the right, then you need to make sure it's on that other side, all right? Body marking, let's go to it. So, perfect world, the local organizer is going to provide either provide body marking or body marking decals, and they will probably help in getting those things applied prior to the event. If you've dealt with body marking decals, it can be very entertaining. They're very good decals, and I've been used as a test dummy of sort for the Japan Triathlon Union folks to teach volunteers how to do that sort of thing. So they need to be applied so they're visible on each arm as close to the shoulder as possible, and applied on each arm, unless instructed otherwise by the technical delegate or the head or the event head at the athlete briefing. All right. If you have multiple digits on the body marking, you're going to have numbers appearing one above the other and not side by side. If you're working with volunteers who are writing using felt tip markers or Sharpies to do these things, they will be instructed to do it that way also. If they don't know, if they start to do things side by side, it's up to you. I mean, it's your responsibility to make sure that those numbers are done correctly. So, and then if on one calf at least on your body, and this is a World Triathlon rule. It's highly suggested to USA Triathlon people, but World Triathlon says this for age groupers, and says one calf, if not covered, is going to be marked with your category and gender. So, for example, if you are an athlete male between the ages of 25 and 29, there will be an M25 put on the calf there, or let's say F25 if you're a female from 25 to 29. And if you're part of a age group mixed relays, such as in the 30 to 39 age group category, you would have an X30 in there. So once again, these are important things to have. You're being marked so that officials and volunteers and staffers know that you actually belong to the event. That's why it's that important. And we're trying to cover everything that's attached to you at an event, so that you can be identified as somebody who needs to be there, and if you're in any sort of peril, help you get out of that situation. All right? And I know this has been really lengthy and terribly confusing. And I'll try to do something a little shorter next time, and I hope you guys are doing well. If you have any questions about USA Triathlon competition rules, World Triathlon competition rules, or life in Japan as so far, please feel free to reach out to me at facebook.com. You can reach me at www.facebook.com/USAT Rules Guy, or you can send me an email at michael.s.bowen@gmail.com. Have yourself a fantastic Sunday, all right? Well, take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.
Jamendo.com